Alright, I should be live. Just quickly pouring myself a drink. And then we'll get started. Malodify might be already in the chat and a bunch of others as well. Welcome. Alright, hello everybody. Today we're going to be doing a little bit of a special challenge. I have something cool prepared, at least I think it's cool. The idea is going to be that for this challenge, as usual, we'll get 3 hours. And then you can, in those 3 hours, record some stuff that you have around the house, create some Foley samples for yourself, and then from there write a track. That's at least the goal. I don't even know how to set the input in Bitwig. Well, you don't have to use Bitwig, of course. You can use a DAW that just works, for example. Mr. PSK, how are you doing? Welcome. I need to send out a little message in Discord. Tell everybody that my stream is live. So as an example for what we're going to do, you can see that my microphone input is here, so I can just record my mic if I'm talking. And then I can record something like this, you can see me speak there. Or I can take, for example, an old bottle. And then create something like that, where we have a bunch of different spikes. And I can try to use this to create some cool music. Now I have a little bit of noise in there, so I need to work with that, but I hopefully can make it work. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time waiting here, spend a little bit of time for the people to start joining, and explain the idea a few times. Yeah, because you need to, that's what I want to say, because you need to set up your microphone. It's going to take a little bit of longer time for people to set up, right? Maybe not everybody has their microphone plugged in, so I'm just waiting a little bit longer for people to join so that they can see what this is all about. And they can start to join. I guess we'll go through the items that I have. You already saw the bottle. A nice big glass bottle. I have a half-empty Pringles can. I've got some traditional Italian cookies. I just really got some random items. Empty can of energy drink. Got a glass, maybe we can do something with that. Got an empty plastic bottle. Again, this may be for like a kick or something. Maybe we can record some sounds like that. I have some scissors. These are really cool because they make like lasery sounds. I don't know how well that shows up on the stream if I go like close. May be able to use some of that. Got one of those water heating things, water heating like pans but smaller. Hello Klaus. Got a knife. This is a thread. Got some other things here as well, some chewing gum containers for like shakers. Got a lighter, can also become a shaker. I have 2 visitor cards, can do some work with that. And finally my house keys. And one of those wine bottle openers. So I've got a bunch of different items, as you can see, that we can use. And now my whole desk is full, so I'm going to organize this again a little bit, so that I can put it away and get it back one by one as we're going to record those. So as I said, today's challenge, it's going to be not a garage sale. That would be very funny, but that's not what it's going to be. We're going to be doing a Foley challenge. You take some items around the house and you take a microphone, and at the start of the challenge you have to record some sounds, and from there you can use those sounds to create a track. The only thing that I would say as a rule that I would like put up for discussion, would we say that the rule is that you have to use only sounds that you're recording as Foley, or can you like import stuff from other projects or use different sounds that you use instead? Because I don't want this challenge to be somebody recording one sound and then just building a track all the way around that and just producing as normal for everything else. I don't have a mic. You can, yes, you can record on your phone and then import it, save it to Google Drive or something, and then download it again into your DAW. If you have your phone, you also don't have to sit at your computer. One of the annoying things is that I cannot just walk you guys around the house. Because then otherwise obviously I could show you how to sample things around the house, right? Because that's a little bit more interesting. It's a little bit more stuff potentially. So do we only use the Foley sounds? Yes, that's the question that I would like to discuss. I think, as I said, if we allow people to import their own sounds, then people are going to rely maybe too much on that. They'll just import like a kick and bass, and then they'll just use a few of the Foley sounds on top of there, and then the rest will be just like normal synths and stuff like that. I don't want this challenge to be that. I really want this challenge, this particular day, to be around producing with a certain set of sounds, which in this case are Foley sounds. So I would say that it's probably a good idea that we set a rule that it should only be the sounds that you record that you can use. That would be my opinion. Maybe we can say that you can like resample them, or what's it called? Turn them into wavetables, stuff like that you can do, but then the original sound source still has to be the Foley sound. The record quality will be horrible. That shouldn't really matter. If you can clean up audio just a little bit, then at least the idea can come across, right? We're not trying to make a track today that is releasable or in any way maybe of high quality. It's just about a different way of creating ideas or start. Then maybe if you find this an interesting way, then maybe you can experiment a couple of more times by making music like this. The granular VSTs would come in handy. Yes. Stuff like that would be nice. Do I have the newest version of Faceplant? That's something to check actually, because I don't think I updated yet. It would be nice to update. This is 0.16. Does this have the granular engine? No. I think I need to delete this then. Maybe even close out of that altogether. The new granulator. Yes. Hopefully this still works. I'll let it update a little bit, because this would be nice to have. So we can make a kickback processing audio record. Yes, of course. If you take some audio, but maybe even if you have something with a little bit of weight to it, maybe like this, that's already like a start. It already has a little bit of that punch and a little bit of that impact. Don't expect to be making high quality kick and basses for Psytrance today. Maybe again something ambient, maybe something experimental. That's kind of the direction that you would probably need to go with this challenge. Because making the kick and bass and making it well from Foley sounds is going to be very, very hard. But maybe still that would be nice for the challenge as well. Downloading additional files. Taking a while to actually download this, is it? 7% 8. I'm just gonna use my phone. Yeah, you can just, anything that has a microphone. I have my microphone obviously that I use to stream and record stuff. And I have it now routed to 2 places, so it's going into OBS as well as into Ableton. As you can see, it's coming in here as I'm speaking. But for those who don't have a microphone setup, you can just use your phone, record some things around the house, really like 15 minutes. You record a bunch of different sounds and then you just get one big audio recording of all of your Foley sounds that you have. Maybe like 15 minutes of recording, and then you can just start extracting individual sounds and writing a track from there. Get some different textures, get some different unique tonalities from them, and once that's done, you have the whole bunch of options, right? Hello Andre, how are you doing? Welcome. How many people are there? Just gonna wait a little bit longer as I'm still downloading additional files for the kilohertz installer. And then it's probably going to update each individual thing that it needs. I'm counting down these next 2 weeks. I'll be going home soon. Where are you at? You're not at home, then. That's one thing. I assume that means that you're not going to participate in the challenge then, or do you have like production stuff with you, like a mobile production system or mobile studio, whatever they call it. You're working. Ah, okay. It's probably a little bit of a less accessible challenge to get in with, because as we know it, or as I said, we need a microphone for this. For those who are just joining today's challenge, you're going to be recording some Foley into your DAW or on your phone or anywhere else. And then from there, what you can do is you can just use those samples to create a track. So that will be the challenge today. Create a track using the samples that you're recording from around the house, from some objects that you have. I have a bunch of objects down here that I showed off before. Okay, kilohertz installer is finished. Let's check if now we have the granular engine in Faceplant, because as somebody said, yes, granular. Ooh, this looks very, very fancy. So that's something that we'll be using today in the Foley challenge. I hope everybody's ready. Let me know if you're ready and willing to participate. I can put the sound in the Microfreak as a wavetable, right? No, I would consider that, right? If you record a Foley sound and then you put it in as a wavetable, for example, in Serum or the Microfreak or whatever, then you can just use it. Also, otherwise granular synthesis wouldn't be possible because it would be the same thing. Alright, I hope everybody's ready. It's been like 15 minutes, so everybody should have had some time to set up. I'm going to start the timer and we'll start to record some sounds. Wait, there's one more question. Use it and make normal synth sounds from them. Yeah, you can. So for example, you can import maybe this sound as a wavetable in Serum or as into a sampler or into Faceplant, whatever you want. How do we prove they are made from Foley sounds? You don't have to prove anything, I just trust you. We're a bunch of adults making music for fun. If you want to participate in the challenge, then you do it, and otherwise you don't. Let's go record some birds. That would be a good idea. If you have a phone, you can like go outside and record stuff if you want to. I have more than 100 vital presets made from Foley sounds. I would say that you would need to record the Foley sounds yourself in today's challenge. That like the recording part has to be part of the challenge. But you can just take one of those presets, re-import a different sound that you record, and then go from there. You cannot use earlier recorded Foley sounds, because I also have sample packs upon sample packs of Foley and all that kind of stuff. It wouldn't be fair to just import somebody else's recording. You have to record it today and then make a track from that. Also, I see some new names. Glip, Bo, both welcome. Hope you guys will enjoy this challenge as well. I'm going to, as I said, start the timer and I'll start recording. Hope everybody's ready. Let's go. Timer started. Okay, I'm going to set up my recording track and I'm just going to take some of the objects and like smash them together like a monkey bashing sticks on whatever. I'll just put the whole collection up here, I guess. Already decent. I know it looks very, very stupid, but this is actually a lot of fun. I want this one. I could indeed start an ASMR channel on the side and just combine two streams. I'll have you guys on this stream here, and then I'll have another screen where I'll have all of the ASMR chatters and stuff like that. The newcomers will think this time you smoked a little bit too much of cannabis. Doesn't matter, as long as we're having fun, then that's all okay. Oh, I can do a flute with this, right? If I get a really long note, I can then resample that into other things. I don't want to fill this thing with water. I know that you can like give it more water to get a higher tone, but that's not something that I'm willing to do here, mess around with water. I want like a stable tone, let's see. That's very noisy. There's the kind of sine wave that you want. Let's get like a bell. Get some of those sweeps in there as well. What else do I have? I have a lighter for a hi-hat. Get some of those sparkles in there. Let's not do it under the pop filter directly. Let's see. Oh, I want to do... We have some keys that we'll use later, that's gonna be fun. I wanted to do like a very strange shaker like this with these two like cards I got. Few faster ones, and now I want to like, you know how they have wine glasses and they put a little bit of water on their finger and they can create these very pure tones. See you, Andre. See you later. I want to see if I can do that with this. Other one here. There's a horn in there, a car horn somewhere. What else do we not have? Maybe more of like a shaker pattern with these. At this point I'm a little bit out of ideas, but that's okay. We'll start by making some stuff with the sounds that we've captured now, and then we'll get into making more sounds if we ever need to. So I'm just going to drop all the items back here. Oh, the keys. We didn't do the keys. Keys are important because they have very nice high frequency clicks. Alright, that's enough. We have some questions. Can I record your sounds through your speakers? No. You have to record your own things around the house, your own objects that sit around the house. For that second question, feedback from speakers. If you record your own speakers and get some feedback from that, then you can use that. Because then, right, that's an object around the house. Your speakers count as an object around the house. Okay, let's stop the recording here. There's going to be a lot of my voice in between as well, but we should start by getting some drums. So I'll make a bunch of different things. There was apparently a good kick at the beginning. Already these. This might be a nice percussive element. I'm just going to go like one by one. I like that rhythm. Actually, I'm gonna take the whole thing like this. Already these. That's a very hollow kick, but if we turn up the sub, we can get some nice punch out of that, hopefully. Here we have the Pringles can, I think. That one I also played it with like more fingers later on. This stuff. This one and this one. I want to see if there's something a little bit darker in here. This is the scissors. This stuff I want to try to make like a vinyl noise thing from, the high clicks from a vinyl noise. Maybe we can make something with that. Also maybe this stuff. I could indeed start like that. That's the little can. I don't think we'll use that. The newcomers will... This stuff sweeps in there. Have a lighter for a hi-hat. These are nice. This is also kind of like a vinyl noise kind of thing, right? The second one. All of the stuff that is like behind it. We don't really have a good kick sound in the sense of like a lower bumpy kick. We did have that one, but this one. Maybe this. No, I do think it's this one here. What I want to try to do is, let's start by taking this sound here. Let's start by quickly putting this all together. So we have like one spot. If I need to record new sounds, I could just duplicate this recording track. But for now, let's focus on you, and let's turn you into kick drum with some clever EQing. Can pitch it up a little bit to get that. That's 30. I want it to be like 40 hertz, I guess. Something like that may look a little bit aggressive. But if we cut this off here, I guess we'll do like a fade out like this. Nice. So we'll quickly freeze and flatten to see if we can make other modifications. Okay, what we can do is put this into a sampler. And then in here, you have a pitch envelope, I believe. Or is it in the other one? In the sampler instead of the sampler. Here you are. A pitch envelope, go up. Okay. Why is this not turned on? Ah, it's this thing. That's it. Not that one, this one. This is G0. Let's write in G0. We want a little bit more bass, we want a little bit more. Okay, I think we'll use the first 4 bars to make our loop, and I'm just going to go for like a chill kind of vibe here. We still have this on, we can turn it off. It's a little bit of a strange snare. Maybe this one is better. Just like a basic snare pattern. This seemed to have clipped the microphone a little bit, but that doesn't matter. I like the sound of it. We'll have like the last one with reverb. Now we need a few hi-hats, which we can get from the keys, which I did last here, I think. That's sorry. That's exactly one thing, one bar. Bashing sticks on the... It's a little bit late, so I guess we can do it like this. That has a nice vibe to it. We can enhance this a little bit with some EQing as well to see if we can make it a little bit more of a snare sound. Okay, let's get some erosion on there, so we get some noise in it. How will you make your leads projector only the flute sound? I don't know yet. I have a few ideas. The flute sound is one of them. Obviously that's like an easy lead to use because we just take the thing here, I guess. Ah, this is warped. Still sounds like shit. Okay. Still, let's unwarp them. And put that in. First I want to write out a little bit more of a drop with some extra percussions in here. We have already like a nice loop. We'll worry about the drums first, I guess. That seems a good approach. I should have all of the tracks that I'm cutting from and organizing with in here. Maybe in its own group. I recorded the wrong thing. I wanted to see if I could get the ambulance. We do have some ambulance stuff. All the sounds for the kick have reverb. Yeah, you need to be a little bit creative with your chopping to get rid of that. I want to organize this. And here we'll make this red and this is organize and cut. And everything will just be red like that. Perfect. Here we also organize this. Maybe the snare is a little bit too grimy. I want another layer. Already these. Oh. I think both of those two are going to be fun if we add those. Go here. We'll just layer these with the snare that we have now. Guess this can also come in here. That's a very calm vibe that we have then. I don't know if I want that delay in there. I guess it should work on a bass line. And the best way to do that is probably also from the flute, which I have here. Here we should have like a single sine wave. There is like a sine wave in there, but it's not very nice. I guess this is a good cycle. Let's put this in here. I think the trick to doing this is duplicating it twice and then 0. Here, let's go here. Here I need a new version of that cycle. Paste that in there, and then to check if it's a good loop, we can up this until it's the right amount. Oh. I want to see how much volume we need to add, and the way that you do that is like this. We add 18.8, and we can see if it's a good wave cycle. So this can be a little bit shorter, probably roughly around there. This one here. Oh, there it's going up, so that doesn't matter. If I now set this here. I guess that's good. Good enough at least. That's one big sine wave, so that's what we want. Oh, this. Let's hear it. Loop. We have to tune that. That's D sharp 0. I'm playing a C. I'm playing a C1 and it's giving me a D sharp 0. So that means that it's D, C, up an octave. Yes. What I can do is turn this into a cycle, making this like very long. That's how you get synths out of this, by the way, for the people watching. Why is it not playing? Here. Freeze. And now you can use this as, for example, a wavetable, right? A wavetable. Go in here, import this. We know that this is C2, probably. Yes. Go here. Now it's moving along, so this is then C3 or C1. That's kind of funny movement. Does that matter? Has to do with the ending of it, I guess. Can make like a respace out of it. I guess we can modulate these with the randomness, actually. Full smooth. And we don't want triggers from the node, we just want this to continually move. And then this one as well. Get some glide in there. We were playing in G, I think. We can make a pattern here. I still think that the snare itself is maybe a little bit too slammy. I have another quick idea, which is to use this like candy wrapper to go like into a hi-hat, maybe some high frequency like sparkles. We also have this thing from the lighter, which will kind of combine so that we can layer those on the snare as well. Put this on its own track there, and then we have one of those crackles from the lighter somewhere. Doesn't matter as long as it's combined under the pop filter directly. I have them here. Let's take that first one and layer it in. This one I don't want its attack. This one I want this to be like right there. I guess that's a nice vibe. I do like the kind of groove that we've created. Nice beginning. I want some more flute stuff. This is a flute. Let's edit this a little bit to have a weaker fundamental, so that we can use it as like a main synth. Freeze it. Then we turn that into a new audio sample, and then we should be able to just push this in here. Let's see, I'm pressing a G. What are we getting? An A. So we just tune 2 down. Get some nice plucky bells there from that. I like that. I want to use Snap Heap in there from the Dash Glitch preset pack, the Catalyst pack. There is very good shimmer reverb that we'll use. Oh yeah, I want these two up. That's okay, we have a reverser. I don't want that. Some normal delay would also be nice. Let's see if we can maybe make like an ARP from this. Get some nice chords from that if we put it a bit higher. I'm gonna save the pattern because I like it, but I want to test what happens if we do it like this. Also, I want to sidechain this. That sounds nice. Let's hear the pattern. That would be a fun parameter to automate. I think it's a good idea that we start with some arrangement work already. I know it's like a big mess in here. We can delete this. I can leave that there. But I do want to start arranging at some point, right? So let's see where we're at. I guess we can start our first job from this point here. And then you'll just duplicate this over. What's turned on? Ah, these things are turned on. I want to make some base variations here. Let's do it like this. Instead of using randomness here, we can use an add a faux, which we tie to 16, which is 1/8. Get some more like distorted sound in there. Oh man, you're so good. Thank you. Okay, we need a little bit of EQing on this. Actually, let's start with the extra movement here. What I want to try is maybe turn this into... That's nice. Let's actually get the peak here. That's not doing what I wanted to do. I guess we'll do that in here. I just want a very, very strong sub here. And we can add a saturator, add this to the end. And then we'll do like a final EQ behind it. I want this to be 2/4, and then we'll draw it in like this. It's kind of like a dub, what's it called? Dub. Not like dubstep, but like the old school version of it. Just normal dub, I guess. Let's get some nice equal loudness in everything here. We have that ambulance beat, everybody. Maybe some more variations on these would be nice. Just like a single sweep of this thing. We have to look in here where we can place them. Maybe some extra layer on this with a little bit of extra grid and randomness would be nice. Yeah, we can do like an FM layer on this as well. Kind of get like a donk. Let's do curve. Synchronize to an 8th note. And that's gonna go here, here, and a bit to here, I guess. This is harder than it looks, actually. Let's do some OTT, actually, to get the real snap out of it. I guess we can smash it with this one as well. Minimal attack. That smashes it already. And then we'll saturate this even more. And then we don't want the sub from this because this is going to be a layer. Now we just need to write in the melody for this. It's going to be like a supplement layer to this here. Why is it doing different volumes? Ah, it's because of the sidechain. We've got some nice wobbles going on here. I like the bass line that we have. It's very strong sounding. Now all that we need to do is add some ambience to this, a lot of ambience actually, to fill up the space. I want to experiment with bass plant. See if we can use the new granular engine that is recently been included in the new update. Where's that flute again? Is that here? clip, and then you should be able to drag it in there. What happens if we play this, just as a test? I haven't experimented with this at all yet. I need to set the pitch, of course, which in this case was D sharp 2. That's nice, and we'll add a filter. That would be cool. We add a little bit of standard movement, a little bit of randomness to this. Just a little bit of like a wiggle to that, and then this will be like the main wobble. That's already cool. Now all that we have to do is stereoize this with like a delay. And we get a nice pad. A particular key that I had in mind as well. We have the chord. Instead of major, let's go minor. A little bit more eerie sounding. We can use that in the intro as well. And then I want the range to be automatable. It does feel like this is like slightly out of tune, this bass, to me. In with respect to the other one. Maybe it's the other one that's out of tune. Let's see if I have a good tuner in here. That's something that you really need for these kind of challenges. Tools, tuner. That's in tune. Let's see this thing. Ah, this is going to be a mess, right? I need to set this range to. That's it. This one is a little bit low. Nice. Has anyone ever taken a flight with a PC? I have an all-in-one water cooling system and I'm worried about coolant freezing. I'm already going to be wrapping everything with anti-static. I have no idea about coolant freezing. Maybe your manufacturer will tell you at which temperatures the thing is like able to operate. I struggle with the new DAW. Why do you force yourself to work on a new DAW then? If you lack the inspiration to work in the new DAW, just temporarily work in the old one. And then go back when you're ready to like force yourself to learn. If you're some sounds recorded and stuff like that, then it would be just sad to just give up the challenge because the DAW is fighting against you. For the water cooling system, I have no experience flying with a water cooled system. Now I'd like to, for the next part of the challenge, I'm just going to get myself a quick drink, which I'm almost out of. I like Melodify's response. Just make a nice song, dude. Just go down there and just make a nice song. That's the whole point of a writer's block and a lack of inspiration, right? I guess we can do here. Here, that's 4 bars, and then we get some like static noise out of this. This is not 4 bars, by the way, that's 1 bar. Yeah, that's too much. If I just up the pitch, or down the pitch, and then frequency shift them back up again. Just make a nice song, forehead. That's strange, that's not what I want. Let's warp this then with the beats mode maybe. It's not the kind of vinyl noise that I wanted, but we can use this as like a drum. Like a faster hi-hat in here. maybe this one is a little bit too loud, more in the background kind of thing. I should also sidechain from the snare in this one, which is the second track. Let's see if that's a little bit cleaner. That's a weird DC offset, all of these bass lines. I guess mainly this one here. Fixes, remove DC. Yeah, now it feels much more in the middle as well. I'm gonna be honest, this challenge is harder than the other ones. If you're not just in your comfort zone making psytrance with a bunch of limitations, then it becomes a lot harder to come up with cool ideas. Even for me, it's not really my strong suit, this idea that I have. I do like the sound that we have. I'd probably need to make some more effects, stuff like that. It's fairly bland in here. Let's do like a filtered drum intro. Like hard distorted filtered. Oh, the other way around. I have some candy back here as well that we can use to make like that kind of sound. Why is that one later? Does that matter? No, I guess that's working, but it's not the same selection as here. It starts at the first note. That's what's confusing me there. Let's do some recording here. I am just going to record like this and try to make some very small crackles from it that we can use as final noise. That should be 16 bars there. We'll just like go like, and this should be, oop, yes, exactly. Man, I'm going to give up. Sorry, I have 8 sounds that I actually rushed to make, and they are very, very bad. That's unfortunate. That's very unfortunate. I also feel like my sounds aren't the best. There's a lot of background noise in there, but I'm going to try to stick this through. As I said, for me, it's really a hard challenge because I'm also out of my comfort zone. I don't know if I'm going to like the end result that is coming out of here. I know the vibe is kind of cool, but it's not something like special. Let's see if we can do some like wavy pattern here. Just like a different baseline pattern. Let's go with that. Can I disable this? That's nice. Then we can use this for the base here. We can maybe go into like a normal house beat almost. Oh, that's not in time actually. That's why it's sounding confusing. I don't know if this is going to sound good, but I want a lot of pitching up a kind of effect. So here we'll go clip, transposition, then up. Let's actually double the speed again here for the final bit. And this is going to go from 6 to 12 then. Do we go one more here and then like super fast? Filling a glass with tea would make a nice riser. I just finished the bottle. So this is finished. I would need to get a new drink, which I actually want to do because that would be nice. I can also use the empty bottle at this point if I want to. Go Vital Pro Great Tea Projector, I mean. Thank you. To be honest, I'm not exactly sure what you mean. I'm not using Vital. We're doing a challenge. But thank you for the kind words either way. Where are at, bro? I'm sorry. I don't want to be like the guy that's just annoying because of language, but I don't understand what that means. We exchanged email. Audiofile Studio Maldives. When did we do that? I get a lot of business emails. I don't really have it in my mind, to be honest. gonna go for like a really strong riser here as well with the shifter. Frequency shift. Let's see if we can make some cool things out of this. Does not have a... This should probably be... Why is this not? Some like electro house, I guess. Let's do the snare on every other beat. We're doing like a genre switch here. Let's get some more grit out of this. We'll create our own rack for this. Actually, let's throw it on a dry wet rack. Big fan of your techniques. Your Silver video helped a lot. I see. Yeah, like a few days back. Then I haven't seen it yet. Probably. Maybe you just sent me an email and I didn't respond yet. I'll check it after the stream if that's the case. Because my name doesn't sound familiar, so that's why. At least I'm glad that you enjoyed the videos. Let's throw... Is this on the wet? Yes. These basses are all coming from the same faceplant instance. This is just like a wavetable that I'm loading. This is the simplest one here. that thing. Then we have this plug, which is an FM thing. We have this, which is like a variation here. We have this variation with a different modulation on it. That's like a big one. And we can use this as well. This is obviously going off in here. Actually, we're going to turn this like this, so it's part of the build. It's a very, very aggressive bass sound. I do think it's maybe a bit too aggressive now. Let's see first of all how the waveform looks. We do get some very, very aggressive music like this. I think I need to take a quick production break to refresh my ears a little bit in a bit. I don't know if I like the vibe that this is going for. I'm just experimenting, that's the whole point here. We might record some more sounds when I come back, but I just want to quickly have a refresher and see what we're going to do with this project. What I'll do in the meantime is I will put on some music for you guys to listen to. This is a, where is it? There. This is a new track that I've been working on, and there's still some details and stuff that I need to like finish, but it's hopefully a very nice track. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a quick break, and I'll keep the timer running for anybody else who is still doing the challenge, obviously. I'll be right back. I'll let this song play out. Really like the part that's coming up. Did some crazy stuff here with that stereo bassline and that distortion on there. I see some questions in chat. Is it a hard challenge? Yes, very much. It's one of the harder ones. Do you always use sampled bass to construct your whole bassline? No. Normally I have a specific bass patch for when I'm doing sidetracks. This is like an out of the ordinary project for me, 100%. So here I'm using the Foley. As I said, this is a Foley challenge, so all of the sounds are coming from the Foley that I'm recording. And therefore we get a little bit of a different bass line, to say the least. But that's the track that I've been working on. Let's get back into this. My microphone is all correct, yes. We were working on this beast here. I guess what we can do here is go past this here. Good song, thank you. Going to make all of these like shorter. You can just delete things like this then, and then move this like here. This one also needs to be here, of course, otherwise we don't have any bass. Let's see if we can make some variations to this. Just by like... We'll keep this up most of the time, but for this double like wobble thing, we'll go like this. I want to see if I can make a better snare still. This is like a very weak snare. We can use this in this part. That's strange. Why did it copy over like that? That's not what I want. You get some clicks from this, but I like that. I want those to come out a little bit like that. We just need some like stronger snare drum. Let's see if we just, without a sweep, like we take this. Let's do some experimentation here. This is like a transient, right? I place this here and like make it a long file. I should be able to create some noise if I take a reverb, like a hybrid reverb like this. And then use erosion. That's more of a stronger snare. I like that. Bit of tonal shaping here. That's more of a snare that I want, the kind of power that you want, right? If you're going for such a bass heavy drop with the like 4-on-the-4 kick, this is what you want. Nice, strong kind of electro snare. Let's see if we can also take like a shaker from somewhere. Where I'll have, this is where I'm speaking. It's like too crunchy. You smoked a little bit too long note. I can then this is the flute, I guess. Let's get like. We also have these bells still. As well. What else do I have? I have a lighter for a hi-hat. Let's. Can make a hi-hat groove out of this in the second part here. Why does it not show the fades? It's not zoomed in enough. It's like an open hat, but a little bit of a strange one. Guess we can do like a rhythm like this, so that it follows what we're doing with the bass line here. I'm getting a little bit of a full nose. I'm getting some, what's it called, having like allergies. The arpeggio is reminding me of the UT99 Deck 16. Foley allergies. No, unfortunately not Foley allergies. It's for Poland, so this is the time of the year that all of the trees start to grow. And this, you get all of the little like seeds that they have, they get into your nose, and that's what's causing me issues. It's very annoying around this time of the year, but there's not much that you can do about it. This is an audio track. I want to tune this thing. Nice big bell. That's an E, unwarped. Let's see with the tuner actually. It's a little bit easier because then it gives us also the sense. Maybe this is not the right one. Maybe we want the tools tuner. Now giving me a G. And this is giving me a B. So they're not all saying the same thing. I think this needs to be a little bit up like that for it to be a C. Now we should be able to use this. Oh, I want to consolidate it first, actually. That we just have this thing. this, I guess. It's not really 90s. I'm going for like a more like an electro, maybe like a bit of a big room kind of style. But honestly, I'm just messing around. I'll do some stereo processing on this one though. This is where we'll go back to the normal groove here, this thing. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not liking how this track is turning out. I'm just forcing myself to produce through it for the stream, but it's not the kind of vibe that I'd like. For one, it's not Psytrance, but even outside of Psytrance, it's just not giving me the sounds that I wanted to have. It's a cool track, but nothing more than that. Gonna do some basic organization, but really I don't know how to continue this track, how to finish this in another hour. Next challenge will be more Psytrance related. I'm a little bit disappointed with myself that this challenge is not like working out the way that I wanted to. sometimes you just have those days that the inspiration isn't really hitting right, and I think that's what's happening here for me. Ah, wait, there's an issue here with this thing. This needs to be here. This part is aggressively loud for this track. And then it goes into that very, very quiet part again. I'm almost tempted to just remove the middle part. Let's go here. This single whop doesn't make any sense there. Now let's see if we can do something cool with the bells actually. Why is it no longer playing? There we are. Very eerie sound design, I like this. I don't know how well it fits the track. And I don't know how well this is tuned again. Go here. That's an F sharp, yeah. I think that's correct. Anyone think Vital can stand up to Serum? What do you mean? Like, in terms of features? It's very strange sound design. Like, will it be able to make killer basslines even better? Yeah, I mean, it makes basslines. Vital is a very powerful synth. Especially if you compare it to other free alternatives, right? It's a free synth, so that's it's what it's aiming to target in terms of producers. People who don't pay or don't have the resources or will to pay for maybe a little bit more of an expensive synth. Let's see if we can put an outro on this. I'm not going to spend a lot more time on this track. As I said, I don't like it. Very eerie outro as well. yeah, if it wasn't for the challenge, I would have already stopped with this project a long time ago. I wouldn't sit here for 3 hours trying to make this thing work. But I have a challenge that I want to do. So hence the reason why I'm still here. I mean, I like the vibe that we're going for, right? The overall atmosphere of the track is really nice. It's just not really what I was looking for in terms of the sound quality, I would say. The ambulance also feels a bit random. I have no opinion on the Mega Sampler. I've never used it, so I don't know. Baseline's 160 to 180 BPM. I think I've transcended the point of needing to put my baseline into samplers because of the patch that I recently published a video on. This thing here. I can actually just go here and then it will find it because it's the only favorited one, but yeah, this patch here, it allows me to do. So I'll talk a little bit about that actually. I'm going to just save this project. Give me a second. Challenges today, it's 04 dash 16-04. The thing that I have is an instrument. I'll spend the last, you know what, we'll master this and then we'll call it here for the challenge, and then I'll spend like the last half hour working on or showing you that other thing that I wanted to show. Let's do a little bit of work on this still. this is what I have. I'm going to move this out of the way because we have a recording, just to check what the loudness is here. This is nice and loud. Okay, so this is going to be my challenge submission here up until that point. I'm kind of done with this project. As I said, the inspiration isn't really there, so I'm just going to render this out to the desktop. And then I'll show you that patch that I talked about before, the patch that I'm using. I recently posted a video on it. If you have seen that video, then you know what I'm talking about. I'll quickly pull that up. It's the I made my own Psytrance instrument video. It's an hour long, so I'll just recap the whole process here. But this is that video that I made about it. Let me just render this out, and then I'll explain to you audio file what I actually mean. I should open up my Gmail before I forget to check for your email. I need this. Ah. No, wait. Maldives, that's not Germany. Isn't that like Spain? Sorry, I'm just looking like through my email to see if I could find the email that you were talking about earlier. What I want to do, this last bit of the challenge, I know I'm going to go off the challenge here, but I'm just done with that project. I'm not feeling it anymore. And that's okay. I have a finished product that I can submit for the challenge. And I do have to say, it's not like I'm just now sitting here and saying, okay, that's 2 hours wasted or 2.5 hours wasted, however many hours it is. Because I did have fun making it. It's just not the kind of sounds that I was going for. It's not living up to the expectation of some of the other challenges where we really had some tracks, mainly the last one, which was like an ambient track, which really sounded good to me, right? But I think the limitation of having to work with your own recorded samples was just a little bit too much. So this is the track that I showed off earlier, if you guys remembered, while I was taking a break. And this is the bass line that I'm using. This is the M Sound Factory bass patch that I'm using, right? So what this is, for those who haven't seen the video, this is like a suite, a creation kit for Psytrance bass. All of the initial parameters are already set up. If I go in here, you can see all of the generators and everything is already set up. This is very, very complex. I'm not going to go through how all of this works, but there is a 1-hour video on my channel if you want to see this, which I highly recommend that you watch because it's a very interesting, almost conclusion to a saga of me making like 6 or 7 Psytrance bass videos. If you want to see all of them, by the way, I recently also did this. I created 2 playlists. The first one that I'm going to share in the chat is for Psytrance bass. It holds all of my videos that go over the whole like exploration process of Psytrance bass, going from start, really the beginning, showing just kind of how to make a basic Psytrance bass, and then everything after that I discovered in like the last year and a half-ish. I believe it begins with the 2-hour video on the bass guide, which is hopefully obsolete right now. That's the first one. And I also made this playlist, which is all of my sound design or lead sound things. All of the videos that I did on lead sounds or sound design or stuff like that. This is 2 very interesting playlists. But if you want to understand this whole patch, you just need to watch the whole playlist. But I'll quickly explain it. All of these are things that I've set up. These are all like filters. You can see wavetables, some mixers. We have a volume modulator here. The other one here is all of the effects that you might want on your bassline. So we have a static equalizer, we have a key tracked following equalizer, we have a compressor, we have another compressor, a saturator, some stereo spread, a stereo generator, and then we have this static equalizer number 2 here. This is like a parametric EQ, and finally a stereo processor. These are all of the effects that one might want to put on their bassline. What I've done is I've taken all of the essential parameters and just made an interface for it. So the top stuff, the stereo layer and globals, is all for the synthesis part. Then you have the effect ordering, where you can change the order of the effects within this thing. So I can like move things around like this. Obviously this is in a project, so I don't want to mess too much with it. And then these are all of the individual parameters for each of the different effects that you have on it. And what this means is that this is not a sample, by the way. This is synthesis, right? So this is using, for example, this wavetable that I'm using. It's using this wavetable actually twice. It uses this wavetable, which just does like a stereo layer. And that means that I can do really cool stuff like speed up build-ups, which I'm doing, for example, here with the bassline. And this bassline will always be one in time. And it will also always be phase aligned with the kick, even if I'm doing like build-ups like this, I believe. Oh, there is some things that I need to do. I need to go like this. You can hear this is like a speeding up build up from 110 BPM to 143. In this part I also did something interesting with the distortion. It sounds really terrible on its own. Right, that sounds terrible. And that's just coming from a standard. This is the bass as it is standard, right? This particular patch, and then here it's slower. And it just works. But here I decided to go for this like overdrive, which sounds terrible on its own, and then you stereo widen it, it sounds even worse. But in the mix it sounds really nice. All made with recorded samples? Yes, exactly. No, I finished the recorded sample thing and I didn't want to spend any more time in that project. So now I'm just browsing through this project and going over cool tricks and stuff like that. There was a cool synth in here that I wanted to make a video on. This one. You have these individual macros on everything. This is on the compressor, this is for a phaser, this is for a flanger, and then the last one will be the format, yeah. So I'm switching between effects with this, and this is just giving it extra length, I guess, and extra stereo width. And the chorus is always on. I don't think I'll make a video on this particular synth. I wanted to do it, but I see now that this is a mute production concept that he uses. So I'm not going to steal that from him. It would be unfair to just make your own video, seeing as I just literally follow the tutorial from him on this sound. That would be unfair. But it's in there, and it's doing some cool stuff. This whole track is coming along very, very nicely here. There's some cool moments in it, this one. Yes, recorded samples. Everybody, I know that you're scared that this is my submission, but it's not. We will still listen to all of the submissions if the timer runs out. I'm just done with the track, so that's why I'm currently now working on this. I mean, not really working, just messing around a bit, showing off some cool things. I can actually throw in my submission already. Challenge submissions. Let me just go in here. There will be few submissions today, yes. I do believe that. Today is this one, right? Yes. To be honest, it's a little bit my fault. I didn't really think through this challenge. I was hoping that we would get a lot more participants, but unfortunately, I think there's a little bit too much, not so much of like a barrier to entry, in the sense that, how should I explain this? The barrier to entry is like having a microphone and a bunch of stuff around the house that you can record, right? Everybody can do that, either with their phone or whatever, but it's the sounds that you're getting aren't really that inspiring. Because you're bothered with like the low quality of them. If you're used to, like if you take somebody like Andrew Wang, who does this all the time, he has A, better equipment for this kind of thing. He has like the good microphones and everything. And B, he does this often, right? He often does stuff with sampled content, so you know how you need to process and use samples to create the best kind of sound. And I just feel like what I did was kind of in the right direction. It was kind of the right thing that I wanted from it. But it was so hard to get the sound quality from it that I wanted, that I was just, at some point I was like, okay, this is it. I'm just going to need to call it finished, because anything I change now is just going to make it worse, right? I made that whole other drop, which, thinking about it now, I was starting off with this kind of like ambient kind of feeling, just like the last challenge I did, where it obviously was the ambience challenge. But then I wanted to transition into some crazy like dubstep drop, like an electronica drop kind of thing, and I think that just didn't work out, and it really drained a lot of my inspiration for that track. So I'm just going to sit here, wait for 27.50 minutes, and then we'll listen to the submissions. And that's gonna be the stream. I know it's a little bit of a bummer. Do you remove the first note completely from the serum oscillator A table, or do you just reduce it? For what? For the bass line, I mean, nowadays I use this patch and I just use a little bit of lower velocity on it. But if you're talking about Serum, then yes, if I were to do something in Serum, yes, I would still like separate them and then lower the volume of the first note. This note. I mean, this is where the kick is, so this is not going to be there. No. This is the second note. This is the first one. It's 1, 2, 3, counting with projector. Welcome to the high quality stream for today. Today we're going to take 3 hours or 26 more minutes to learn how to count to 3. It's just a big mess today. Yeah, it's the same for me. As I said, I'm a little bit sorry for this challenge. It was a fun idea, but it's just not the right thing for, I guess, for this kind of stream. But to be honest, anytime anybody says, "Oh, this is terrible. My track is not going to be good," then it's usually it's better than expected, better than they make it out to be, right? As well with like the feedback. Anytime I do like a feedback stream and somebody writes a whole story of like, "Oh, this hasn't been mixed and mastered yet, and I just started working on it, and I need to do a lot of things. I already have a lot of ideas what I want to do and everything like that." And then they just present their track and it's just completely finished track. I thought it was fun to go around the house and record sounds. Yes, that was the fun part. I had a lot of fun with that as well, with like the heap of basically trash that I have over here. But the sounds that came out of it were just not the quality that I wanted them to be. I guess it's also like my microphone setup isn't like the best. Once the recorded stuff was in and finished, then it's like, what am I going to actually do with this sound, right? Can I show you how to make a standard squelch? Yes. Do this. This go there, and then also here in the other direction. And this is the pitch. Pitch is going down, bandpass is going up. That's it. Squelch. Squelch go brrr. It would have been interesting without synths. By the first note in psi, we mean the second beat of the bar, right? No. No, the second beat of the bar is just a kick. This is a bar. This is a bar. This is a beat. So it will be the second 16 note of the beat is the first note of your bass progression, because the first one is fully for the kick. And this is just in there so that you don't get the gallop feeling, right? Because otherwise you just have this feeling. Yeah, the beat is the kick, but the bar is 4 beats. So saying the second beat of the bar is a kick, is this whole section. When it comes to individual bass notes, you're talking about 16 notes. So the first 16 note, the second 16 note, the third 16 note, or the offbeat, and then you have the fourth 16 note. Gonna show you the thing I did with the vocoder, but without the vocoder. Let me think. Because really what makes that sound work, right? Let's group this. I'm going to get a tone from Serum. Mediator, so that we just get this. And now if we take another Serum instance, we get our modulator. I am going to show you what it's doing with the vocoder so you can understand why this requires a vocoder. We get that, and then we set note on random. We get something like this, right? Say now that I send this to here. I'll put on the vocoder already. Modulator. Huh? Filter. Yeah, something similar, but I haven't a good vocoder. I will show you the idea behind the sound design so you can see if there's ways that we can go around this. Okay, so now this thing is going into the vocoder. I can no longer let you hear the original. What we're doing with this vocoder is we're bringing in a lot of resonances. And the reason why this works is because you have 32 bands that equally split up the frequency spectrum, right? So what we essentially have is, you can think of it as 32 cells in here in this line. And if we take up those filters, if we push up the filter order for those here all the way to the maximum, and here as well all the way to the maximum, and we put up the resonance for all of them, you're going to get 32 very harsh spikes in here, right? But the cool thing is that this modulation that we're doing is it's not going to trigger every time the same way, because what it's essentially doing is every time it's looking at the incoming signal and it's saying, okay, in this spike it's very, very loud, so the volume is going to go high. In this spike the volume is very, very low. So that's the reason why we get this sound. This is just the filters at work. Now, the way that you would go about like making this without a vocoder is essentially by building your own vocoder. What you could do is let me think. If we get like a snap heap, maybe. You could go in here and do like a slice EQ. And then throw on all of the peaks that you need. Highest form, the highest. I'm just gonna throw on a bunch of peaks. And then we'll go full Q. Let's see what this does. And also like gain all the way up for all of them. I set this to macro. Let's go like. That's a bit strong. Okay. Limiter. Let's lower its gain by a lot. It's still playing. I think I stopped the playback, but it's still playing. I don't think that we're gonna get very, very close with recreating these bell kind of things. Maybe with this system you can create some cool things, but you can hear that the volume difference that we're getting. Although this is a very cool sound design technique. Not so much similar. No. Projector, what do you think about audio syntax? I have no idea what that is. Set up a lot of high resonant band spikes, but that's not what is happening here, actually. Thinking about this. Wait. ICQ, let's set this up again. We get our spikes. Let's do like a bunch of spikes in the mid-range. How many am I getting? I don't know. Doesn't really matter. One more at the very high end. Okay, then we go filters. We're just gonna Q gain. Hang on. Stand with me here. This is going to make sense in a bit. We're going to get all of these spikes, which are just going to work together to get our... Okay, I'm missing one. This one. There we are. Now we go randomness. Here. We duplicate this. This one is going to go here. Minus 30. It's going to take a while to set up, but I do want to test this if this works. There. Here. Here. And after this, if we finish this, then we'll listen to all of the submissions that we do have. I'm just going to set up this patch and then save it, because if it works, then it's nice to have. What we're essentially going to do is we're going to generate the kind of resonant spikes that we're getting from the vocoder, but at random with all of these randoms here. That's what's happening. It's sometimes so hard to get it precisely go to 0. I don't think it matters too much. If not heard of him, he's awesome, check him out. He's from Germany, producer on the alias D records sometimes. Okay. I don't think I'll remember that, but I'll give it a try. Are you also from Germany? Because you said something about an email earlier on, and I checked really quickly if there's email messages that we exchanged, and the only thing that I can find is some German guy asking for private lessons. That's the only email address or the only email that might be what you can talk about. Otherwise, I just haven't received your email. And if you wanted to reach out to me over that, then something has gone wrong. Maybe it came in the spam or something. Yeah, I figured that you weren't the guy from Germany. Let me just... No, my spam is all IKEA Multimedia newsletter. For the rest, I don't have any other things there. Okay. So we probably want... This is it, but this leaves the original sounds too much intact. Right? I guess we could do curve and then gain. Any good advice for monitoring headphones? No, unfortunately, my headphones here, the Sennheiser HD 280 Pro, these are 10 years old. What I would suggest with headphones is A, if you can get away with not using them, then don't. And B, it's not so much about the type that you buy, but more about getting to know them. Even something like frequency correction that you hear a lot of, like SonarWorks stuff. I don't use like SonarWorks or anything like that correction on these headphones, and you can see they're like literally falling apart and leaving little fluffs of this black stuff that is the leather that holds this whole stuff together. It's about getting to know them, right? So I've been listening through music, professionally mastered music, as well as my own music for 10 years now, or like 9 years since I bought these. So I really, really know them well. And that's what makes headphones good headphones for you. Again, it's not the vocoder kind of sound, but we did get some cool sound out of it. I guess it's like too noisy. This tone maybe? Yeah, it's nowhere near the same kind of sound. It's just not possible. You need a vocoder to do good vocoding. Who would have thought that you would need a vocoder for vocoding? But does this not just work for this? If I go here, external, and then go to U. If I set this to like 36 bands and then very small bandwidth, very high depth. Something like this. LFO. Have a look at this. Map this to there, go random, go 116. That's some crazy sound design. And then of course more bands. You're gonna have like more depth to it. You can go like this if you want to. My main concern is the water cooling system. There should probably be a guide on Google somewhere on like disabling or preparing a water cooled system to transport it. Can show after the feedback for the competition. We can have a listen to it now. It's 4 minutes, and then we'll get into the feedback for it. Do I need to save? I do need to save. I don't want to keep this because that's not right for this track. I need to save because I made some changes here, I think. Okay. Let's save it like this. If anybody has already finished... Oh, we already have a... Oh, wrong channel. Sai has something. Is that right? No. RMS has something submitted. If you guys are done with your track and you have something that you want to submit, then do it so that we can start to listen to it. The challenge is almost over. 2 more minutes. Or this is the thing that you made. This is definitely not from the Foley thing. Any suggestions for delay settings on a plugin on a return bus? Maybe the delay can be maybe a delay that can be shared by plugin textures or because triplets. It depends on your song. If your song is in triplets, then triplets, and if it's not, then not triplets. It depends on how much you want to. How long do you want the delay to be? How much time between each of the different delay chomps, right? Okay, challenge almost finished. Anybody actually did something with the challenge? Otherwise, there's no point in me even waiting for the end of the challenge. Because we're really just waiting for the challenge to be finished and then to listen to the submissions. The only thing we have here is this thing from HMS, which does not actually have to do with the challenge. Like a common delay for all instruments. Yeah, as I said, it depends on the track. I cannot tell you without the track. I believe Klaus did make something, but he wasn't happy with it. Right? It's just a big mess today. That's what he wrote. Please go away. Thank you. Everybody hoping in Klaus, everybody waiting for Klaus to submit his stuff. I'll go into a new thing so that I can set up the analyzers. I want to hear the big mess. What about DJing and playing? How's that to you? Do you have parties in Italy? I'm not really into the party scene, to be honest. Hey, we're getting cheers. Nice. I'm not really into the party scene because I've always lived in a small town, so any club or any place that I would play was like really far away. And getting into it now it's really hard to, you know, get established and get a slot to actually play in some kind of rave or club or whatever. Also, I'm not really the best DJ because I don't have any experience, right? I only have the small, what's it called? Pioneer DDJ SB2 controller, or maybe even the version 1. I think it's the version 1. It's like one of those small portable controllers. Ableton tracks. Feedback group. This is now, yeah. This needs to be like this. And then this needs to be like this, so that that doesn't get in there anymore. Okay, so we'll listen to the submissions. We have something from Klaus, we have something from Bo, and then we have mine. I think that might be all of it. And CDGs are ridiculously expensive in Brazil. They're ridiculously expensive everywhere because it's top of the line. Do I play mine? I'll play this one here first. It's the same kind of problem I would say that I have. You have a really cool idea, and then the sounds that just come out of the recording are just not usable to create a full idea from. Nothing happening, it's just that loop. I do see the title, Foley. I do like that, that's creative. Now we have Klaus to save the stream. Let's go. That's very aggressive. That's so distorted. Just this one distorted kick drum in there. There's one massively distorted kick drum sitting in there somewhere here at the beginning. It's just boom. And then the rest. No worries, no worries. I'll play mine last and then we'll finish the stream here. Then I get to edit some more videos. It paused there for a second, that's not intentional. He actually tried to make a proper Psy kick and bass. Yeah. I think that's not a good idea to make a kick and bass out of Foley samples because it's such a precise process. I just went for something that you can't go wrong with, right? I like how the bass line came out. I do like the vibe of the track, it's just not really what I was looking for. Not really something that I was inspired for. I still like the ambulance. Psy-mess, yes. Psy-ambulance. That's what we're going to call this. And then this plug is just wrong. It just does not fit the track. You get a very ambient kind of sound and then it's suddenly this very eerie sound on top. I mean, the groove is good, the kick groove is good. The kick and bass seems aligned, but I think I just got lucky there. Because it's just sidechaining and nothing more. There's this big reverb coming in that's just not really doing anything. I do think like that Foley ambient stuff that's like in the high end now works really well. This little hump there. That's really cool. Also the ending is pretty nice. Because it's finished. No, that's it. Unfortunately, as I said, it's for me it was a last minute idea. I didn't really think through how well this would work for challenge. I did like it. There were some funny things coming out of it. Especially Klaus's track with the distorted kick drum that's in there. Is just a whole new idea in terms of psytrance. Either way, next week I'm going to do feedback. And then we'll get a little bit back to normality. We'll try to do a few challenges that are a bit more normal. I have a few other things planned. One of them would be to make a track without a kick and bass. So you would make all of the other elements from your track, and then it would just not have a kick and bass, as if it were a psytrance track, but without a kick and bass, right? And then once we'll play it back, we'll just put it on a kick and bass or something like that. Either way, I'm going to be editing videos for next week, and hopefully you guys will have a fun evening. Is there anything else that I need to say? Yes. Watch this video. This one. I think most of you have watched it already, but if you haven't, watch it. It's very, very good. That's going to be it. I hope you enjoyed the stream, even though it was a little bit of a fail challenge. Next time I'll try to do better, think a little bit more about the different things that we can actually do and if it works for a challenge. But either way, thank you guys for all hanging out and chatting with me. I hope that was still fun enough. And I'll see you in the next one.